Hi guys, today we are going to learn something very basic in English. As you can see already, it's a sentence and clause. Now you can see a funny quote at the beginning of the video, and it may appear funny at the beginning, but it's true actually. When somebody fumbles while speaking or when somebody makes mistakes while writing, we make fun of that person, often forgetting that all he needs might be some guidance and some practice to master the language. It is true, anybody can master any language with some guidance and some practice. It is definitely not a rocket science. And it is said that with uh, as we grow up with our aging, our language skills always develop. It is important to have a grasp over English because of so many reasons. Spoken English you need for your job interviews in future, and the writing and the grammatical skills are needed to reach to the interview part. To make it very simple, to clear any kind of competitive examination, you need the writing and the grammatical skills of English. So we are here to provide you that guidance which you need to sharpen your writing and grammatical skills, and over time we will guide you to your spoken English part as well. We hope that we can motivate you enough to practice, and we actually can come to your help in learning and mastering the language. So let's begin. Today's topic is, as you can see, sentence and clause. Now you must be wondering what is there to learn about sentences, because we are already using it in our everyday conversations. Yes, it's true that we are already using sentences, knowingly or unknowingly grammatically correct sentences in our everyday life. And while forming sentences while speaking, we do not need to give much time in thinking. That is one skill we learn while we grow up. But let me remind you of what is a sentence. It is a group of words which makes complete sense. So a group of words which makes complete sense, not some half-hearted sense, not something which can be completed later, is called a sentence. Now, what is the difference between a sentence and a clause? We all have heard the three structures: sentences, phrase, and clause. And I don't presume that you need to know what is a phrase and all that, because what comes in handy in future is a sentence and a clause. A group of words which makes part of a sentence, remember, not the full sentence, is called a clause. So you can easily distinguish between a sentence and a clause. What is the distinction between a sentence and a clause? A sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense, whereas a clause is also a group of words, but it is unable to make a complete sense. That is why it makes part of a sentence. It is not able to make a complete sense like a sentence. Also, we can say that a sentence is made up of several clauses, each part making a sense. There are two examples. As you can see, I cannot start when it is raining. In this sentence, this is a whole sentence. This group of words, I cannot start when it is raining, is making a complete sense. Hence, it is called a sentence. This sentence is comprising two clauses. The first clause is I cannot start, and the second clause is when it is raining. The second example is I think that you have made a mistake. There is also two clauses. One is I think and another is that you have made a mistake. So I hope you can clearly understand what is the difference between a sentence and a clause. And please remember, this part is not to teach you about the sentence. It is to teach you about the clause. To know or to understand what is a clause, we have to remember what is the difference between a sentence and a clause. And a clause is a group of words which make part of a sentence, again remembering not the full sentence. Now, we need to know what are the different types of sentences. And why do we need to know about the different types of sentences? I will tell you later. So, what are the different types of sentences? Sentences can be differentiated in two types. We can differentiate sentences in two broad types. One is by the sentence's structure and the other is by its function. If you are going by the structure of a sentence, there are three types: simple sentence, complex sentence, and compound sentence. These sentences can be identified with their grammatical structure inherent in them. Well, coming to the function, there are five types of sentences. Number one is assertive, number two is interrogative, number three is imperative, number four is optative, and number five is exclamatory. Now, don't get tensed hearing these big terms. What is an assertive sentence? What is an interrogative sentence? We all use these types of sentences. The only difference is we don't know what type of sentence we are using. And that is my job to teach you. So just sit back and relax. Okay. I'm obviously going to tell you what are these sentences, and when you get to learn about these sentences, you'll see that these are the very sentences you know, just by different names. Now you must be wondering, okay, why do you why do we need to know about the different structure types of sentences? Why do you need to know in what two broad types the sentences are divided? I will come to that part in the next video. And you should also remember that while learning, we should not question the intention behind each and every learning. There can be some additional learning as well, which you think is not important to you, but it can come handy at a later phase in your life. As they say, learning something never goes to waste. And there is a need to learn all these things which we are talking about today. Today, in this video, we are only going to talk about the functional aspect of the sentences. We are not going to go into the structural aspect of the sentences because that would crowd your head too much with too much information. So we are not going to go there. In this video, you are just going to learn something very familiar, something which you use every day, and not to get tensed about it. So as I was saying that Do not get tensed with the big names. What is assertive sentence? What is interrogative sentence? We all use these types of sentences. So what is an assertive sentence? An assertive sentence simply makes a statement. It can be affirmative or negative. So we can call an assertive sentence, in short, a statement. What is a statement? When you are saying something about somebody. And when you are saying something about somebody, it may not be always very good things. It may not be always very bad things. But whatever you say, it can be a positive thing about a person or a thing or a situation, or a negative thing about a person or a situation. But that is called an assertive sentence. What is an example of assertive sentence? She teaches us English. You are making a statement about her. She does not drink tea. This is also an example of assertive sentence. This is in negative. Because the word not is there, she does not drink tea because the word not is there. This is a negative sentence. But it falls into the category of assertive sentence because once again you are making a statement of her that she does not drink tea. So whatever you say, whenever you make a statement, whenever you say something about a person, a thing, a situation, it can be in the positive or it can be in the negative. That is an assertive sentence. So an assertive sentence, in short, is called a statement. Note down in your exercise book. Now, what is an interrogative sentence? An interrogative sentence asks a question. It is a question, and the question can begin with a WH word, like what is in a name, or the question can be a yes no question. Did you finish the homework? What is a yes no question? A yes no question is where, while giving the answer, you have to start the answer with yes or no. So if I ask you, did you finish the homework? You will have to say, yes, I finished the homework, or you will have to say, no, I did not finish the homework. So this is a yes no question. Any question which does not begin with WH words is a yes no question. So an interrogative sentence is basically a question. You also note down that. The third is an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence gives order or a request or advice or direction or suggestion. In an imperative sentence, there is no subject visibly present in the sentence. For example, take these files away. Obviously, I am giving order to somebody to take the files away, but I am not taking that person's name, or I am not saying that you take these files away. So the subject hidden in the imperative sentence is you. You take these files away. Please give me a glass of water. Once again, you, please give me a glass of water. I am making a request. Don't waste your time for nothing. You don't waste your time for nothing. I'm giving advice. So whenever you are ordering somebody, or you are requesting somebody, or you are giving advice to somebody, or you are giving direction to somebody, or you are giving suggestion to somebody, that is an imperative sentence. And remember, in an imperative sentence, the subject isn't visible, it is hidden, and usually the subject is you. Why do you need to remember? Once again, when we go to learn voice change, I'll say that. What is an optative sentence? An optative sentence expresses wish or blessing. May God bless you. That is an optative sentence. So whenever you are expressing wish for something, I wish I had that kind of a guitar. I wish I could eat that food. These are all an expression of optative sentence. Finally, what is an exclamatory sentence? An exclamatory sentence expresses surprise, admiration, joy, or sorrow. Hooray, we have won the match. This is joy. What a beautiful sight. This is surprise or admiration for something. When you go to a beautiful place and you see a beautiful scenery, you say, what a beautiful sight. And that is out of surprise of the beauty of the nature, or that is out of admiration. That is also another form of joy as well. Alas, the bird lost its life. It is sorrow. It is expressing sorrow. So these, when you are expressing surprise, admiration, joy, or sorrow, you are uttering an exclamatory sentence, knowingly or unknowingly. So these are the broad 5 categories that we need to remember and learn about. Now, as I was saying, that uh, you can write beside assertive sentence, it is a statement. Beside interrogative sentence, it is a question. You can write that. That is for your shortcut, for you to remember. But these are the formal names, and we need to remember the formal names as well. Because if somebody tomorrow asks you, give me an example of an imperative sentence, and you stay blank, you know what is an order, what is a request, what is an advice, you know, and you can give the example. But just because you do not know the formal name of these sentences, you are unable to give the example. Or if somebody asks you, give me an example of an interrogative sentence, and you stare blankly at that person because you simply don't know that it is the question which is formally called the interrogative sentence. That is why you need to learn the names of these 5 types of sentences and remember them. And you may think that why do you need to learn all these? We need to learn this. There are various grammatical functions which cannot be done properly if you do not know by your heart the different types of sentences. You cannot do transformation of sentences if you do not by your heart know what is a simple sentence, what is a complex sentence, what is a compound sentence. You cannot perform. In the similar way, if you do not know by your heart what is an assertive sentence, what is an interrogative sentence, what is an imperative sentence, you won't be able to perform neatly while transforming direct to indirect speech, or while you are trying to uh, make a transformation from active voice to passive voice. So these are the reasons among many why you need to learn this part by your heart. You should remember. I hope that you understand what has been taught till now. And if you have any sort of doubts in your mind, you can post in the comment box. If you have any sort of question in your mind, don't think twice, just ask in the comment box and I'll be glad to help and answer. Thank you.